Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where we are just in Garlemald. We just finally arrived here, and in the distance we see the mysterious big tower. What do you say, Alvino, what's up? Shouldn't be long before we have a half-decent camp with so many helping hands. I was concerned the snow might hinder our progress, but our Guardian friends are used to working in conditions like these. In spite of the obstacles we faced, our plan proceeds apace. Just a little farther and we will reach the capital itself. Still, we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. As soon as the camp has been made fit for purpose, we are to discuss a course of action with Lucia. Would you mind asking Y'shtola and Graha to join us in that building to the northeast of the camp? Alize and I will meet you there. Y'shtola? A meeting. Yes, I'll make my way over once my head is cleared. In truth, I've been feeling out of sorts since we arrived. Be as thick with a palpable aura of malevolence. Tis the monstrous tower on the horizon. Jagged, hideous, unholy. Even at this distance, its presence is overwhelming. Much like the sensation I felt in the Tower of Zod, only far more terrifying. Aether flows unceasingly toward it, converging to a swirling mass of unfathomable power. For a blessing, the constant chill in the air is helping to anchor my senses in the here and now. Tell the others I shall be with you in a few moments. You will be pleased to know most of the Tempered have been quartered inside the nearby buildings and are receiving treatment as we speak. I do, however, feel no small amount of guilt for commandeering civilian homes. The occupants may be long gone, but everything is exactly as they left it. Considering the length of time that has clearly passed since, one could expect to find them ransacked. Strangely, there's no sign of anything having been stolen. It's possible that everyone fled at the first sign of trouble, but it seems to me they left far too many useful possessions behind. Aye, although there is no conclusive evidence, I strongly suspect they were tempered. Sorry, merely thinking out loud. You mentioned a meeting. I will make my way there. Yeah, and we leave a door open for everyone. This weather. Because that's what you do. Virgilia is in our care along with the rest of the Tempered. Glory to Garlemald. Glory to Garlemald. They still whisper in their sleep, even as they writhe in pain. Raban taught me a lot about military strategy during exercises in the fringes, coordinating units with widely different capabilities, surveying and securing hostile terrain, that sort of thing. Now I have a chance to put his teachings into practice. We've asked our Ironwork members and some of our other comrades to stay with the airships. In the event we are discovered, we must be ready to move them swiftly to a safer location. This is all that remains of Laterum. Homes become empty husks. If this is the state of the outlying villages, dread to think what's become of the capital. Hell spells, this place is bloody freezing. We'll be tied to the topmast in a storm when some of it's cold any longer. Anyone can spare me a swig of rum? It'll sort me right out. The Tempered soldiers are sleeping soundly while they undergo treatment. There are too many to attend at once, but I and the other healers will see to all eventually. Thank you for informing the others of our meeting. When everyone is here, we will begin.
Our present situation is as follows. Efforts to aid the people of Garlemald have begun in earnest. Moreover, having entered into the capital, the Imperial Palace is within our reach.
But before we proceed further, we must learn what has befallen this city, for therein lies the key to understanding and combating the Telophoroid's designs.
I have a suggestion, if I may. Several of the Imperial soldiers we captured on the Magna Glacies are members of the Populares and acquaintances of mine. Once we have cured them of their tempering, they should be able to give a reliable account of the events leading to the capital's downfall.
A promising idea. I will assist the healers and their ministrations. Of course, I will require a porxie of my own, assuming you can spare one.
Would you like a hand?
No, I am sure we will manage. Better that you take my place in the field. The noxious ether of this place disagrees with me, and as I shall need to draw on my own for the treatment, 'twould be prudent for me to remain within the camp.
This talk of curing the tempered is all well and good, but I reckon the cold is a more pressing concern. All the houses round here are fitted with ceruleum heaters that could keep us warm and toasty. Problem is, the machines seem to have given up the ghost, and if we keep sitting around, freezing our asses off, we'll be next.
He's right. Can't freezing our asses off.
My smiths reckon that with the right parts, they can have them working again, but it won't be easy.
Understood. The machinist will assist them in the repairs.
The rest of us should either stand watch or survey the area.
We've made our presence known to the Telophoroi. They will be searching for us, if they have not already ascertained our position. That we have seen no sign of them since the battle suggests they have yet to do so. However, I suspect they may be biding their time.
Or perhaps we are beneath their notice.
In any event, we'll find no answers standing around here. Urianger, Estinian and myself have visited Garlemald recently, so we'll lead the reconnaissance efforts. Perhaps bolstered by a few Bosnian and Dalmatian scouts from my previous excursion for good measure.
Don't forget about us Alamegans. We have experienced scouts of our own.
Well now, this is turning out to be a rather sizable team. With such numbers, we should be able to cover a wide area with relative ease, including that surrounding the Imperial Palace. How about you, Graha? I have a feeling we'll find a use or two for that vanishing spell of yours.
'Twould be my honor to be of service, though I doubt that you of all people need rely on my tricks.
That leaves us with guard duty.
As a matter of fact, I have something else in mind for the two of you and Alphino. Between here and the center of the capital lies the Eblan Rhine. I would have you search the area for survivors. Your keen sense of direction, honed in your extensive travels, should prove useful in navigating the ice fields.
Ice fields. I love ice fields. Oh wait, I don't. If there are any survivors, we will surely find them.
I have faith that you will, and look forward to greeting you on your safe return. You all have your duties. Let us make haste. May the Fury bless and keep you.
I've never thought myself much of an explorer, but I suppose my adventures have taken me to all sorts of strange and distant places. With that in mind, traversing an ice field should be a simple feat. 'Tis the odd perception that Ishgardians have lived their whole lives in the snow, but it really wasn't that bad before the calamity. And afterwards, well, I was rarely more than a few paces from a raging fire. This dreadful place on the other hand, there's nothing but cold, cold, cold. It's my understanding that Ilsebad has always been this way. Gods, can you imagine? Gods be good. If it's this cold with Tataru's clothing, just to think how we'd fare without it. Must remember to thank her next we meet. It makes me realize too that while the people of Garlemald have spent their whole lives in conditions like these, even they'd be hard-pressed to survive away from the warmth of their homes. If there are any survivors, we must find them, and quickly. So it's into the Eblan Rime we go. But where do we even start looking in such a place? What ho, chums? Been given something to do, have you? As it happens, I too have been ordered to make myself useful. Sounds like a rather tall order. Since you ask, we have to scour the Elblan Rime for survivors. What? Wander around the ice fields on the off chance you'll find someone? You take forever to finish the job without the benefit of my expertise, or more specifically, my telescope. Come friends, I know just the spot to begin our search. I'll probably regret this, but we may as well humor him. I mean, it's a telescope. The few buildings I can see don't appear to be residences. It may still warrant investigation, though. I'm surprised by how many wild beasts were roaming about the place. Perhaps now that the soldiers have gone, they're free to wander and forage as they please? I spy him with my little telescope. A massive sheep thing, or maybe it's a cow. Not what we're after either way. Is that an Evercont? No, it's a wind sprite. Other than that, it's all snow, snow, snow. But lo, what do I see over yon hillock? There's no mistaking it, that's a girl. A survivor? Show me. Over there, behind the tree. It looks like she's running away from something. Well, surely not us. She wouldn't even know we're here unless she had a telescope like mine. All I can tell is that she's wearing a pale green dress. I were fetching one at that. She'll be long gone by the time we get anywhere near, but we should be able to follow her footprints. I'll let Lucia know where you're headed. Oh, and take these warming tinctures with you. The poor girl must be chilled to the bone, if not on the verge of freezing to death. That's actually very thoughtful. Thank you. But won't you need some for yourself? No, I'll be fine. As a man of chivalry, my honor demands I do no less. Lest you forget, the very reason we're here is to protect those in need. Go now, and Godspeed! A trail of fresh footprints leads east. These footprints appear to be the same as those we saw previously, and they lead toward the building. According to the labels, this place was used by those involved with extracting ceruleum. We're getting closer. I'm sure of it. At first we thought she'd gone inside the building, but the door doesn't look to have been opened in some time. She might still be nearby, so we'll keep looking around here. Then again, it's also possible that she ran right past this entrance. Then again, it's also possible she went right past this place. Would you mind searching up ahead? The girl in the green dress anxiously surveys her surroundings. Were you to call out to her from this distance, it might attract wild beasts to your location. It would be safer to get closer first. But you must do so without drawing her attention. Follow the girl from a safe distance. The objective will end in failure if you are noticed. Make use of cover, such as rocks, to approach her without being seen. Similarly, the objective will also end in failure if you fall too far behind. Should you fail, start over here. So far, so good. Is someone there? I must be imagining things. If those beasts spot me, I'm done for. I hope my luck holds. Gotta keep going. They're all depending on me. Just a little further. This is it, the final spurt. Oh, still in one piece. Hello? Huh? Who are you? Stay back. The house is packed with explosives. Take another step and I blow this place to sky high. Please, we just want to talk. I'm Aveno, this is my sister Alice and our good friend Desiree. We have no intention of hurting or taking anything from you or anyone else. I give you my word. We and our comrades have come to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. Aid? You savages are the ones responsible for all of this. You did this to us. No. We didn't, I promise you. One of the other reasons we came was to find out what happened here, in fact. The Telophoroi are the ones to blame. They are the ones who laid waste to Garlemald, and they won't stop till they have destroyed the entire world. They are the enemy. Our enemy. On our way, we encountered Imperial soldiers who had been made their thralls. These poor souls are now in our care, and we are striving to cure them of their affliction. You were the first person we met who wasn't already enslaved. How were you able to escape the Telophoroi's influence? Are there any others like you? I'm sorry, I don't mean to overwhelm you. I'll start with introductions. Can you tell me your name? My name is Licinia. As for how I managed to stay sane, I've been asking myself the same question. Ever since that night and the war, that terrible war, and the screams. I was screaming too, I think. I'm not sure, I can't remember. Then came the silence. Everything was still. It was like waking up from a nightmare. I thought that maybe the fighting had stopped, so I stepped outside. If your hells are real, I saw one that day. I ran. Past friends. People I'd known all my life, eyes vacant, dead, staring at the sky. Others were mad and violent. I saw them struggle with soldiers, but didn't stay to watch. I fled, as far as my legs would take me. Do you have family here? Is this their home? No, this is Victor's Spoils, a mansion for retired soldiers. Or it was, but now me and a few others are borrowing it. As for the explosives, I was making that up. I just wanted to keep everyone else safe and didn't know if you were, The truth is our supplies are running low. You said you're here to help. Can you? Of course, whatever assistance we can provide, we will. Thank you. I better tell the others first, though. Wait here. Okay. This is everyone. The senior said you can be trusted. But these are desperate times. We'd be fools to let foreign troops into our home. Having said that, may you to provide us with means of heating the place as a sign of goodwill. Perhaps we could take you at your word. If that is too much to ask, then leave us be. Time to put my firework gathering skills to use. Would you provide the spark with a little magic, Alice? We'll have a fire burning in no time. Maybe build it under that gazebo? But, oh, you mean the bower? Yes, yes, do as you will. What's the sudden grim look? She was just friendly a moment ago, wasn't she? how the mighty have fallen. Sorry, I'm still finding it hard to come to terms with all that's happened. Now that you're here, though, I'm hoping things might change for the better. You know, I've worked up quite a sweat from all that running about, so I leave space around the fire for the others. As you can tell, they're in a far worse state than me. We are planning to look for somewhere warmer or with more food. But we're not going anywhere until we nurse them back to health, which we don't know how to do. Is there anything you can do to help them? Before the Civil War, I was a student. The others were officials of some sort, I think. Even after all this time together, we hardly know the first thing about each other. What I do know is this: we are Garleans. When times are hard, we stick together no matter what. All's well. All's well with food in my belly and a song in my heart. I can feel my fingers again. What we need most is a decent meal. We have food back at the camp, but there's the distance to consider. I can treat their frostbites and their wounds, but it will take time for the fire to do its work. Now would be a good occasion to make use of Emanalane's tinctures, once it can warm the body from the inside out. Would you make sure everyone gets one? The numbness is beginning to subside, though I suspect once the fire dies, it will return with a vengeance. Being gifts from the notoriously unreliable Emanalane, it is highly doubtful this concoction will have the intended effect. If only there were willing, and more importantly unwitting, volunteers on whom to test it. Warming tincture, never heard of such a thing. No harm in trying. But tell me, have you heard aught of the city? Though calling it that seems absurd after what's happened. It's nothing but ruins now. A few buildings still standing offer no more than meager protection from wind and snow. Food production, water purification. The magitech that sustained us has come to a grinding halt. What machina that remains operational cannot run for lack of ceruleum. Of course, ceruleum in Gens is full of the stuff for all the good it does us. No one here knows the first thing about extraction or refinement. All's well. Yes, never better. A warming tincture? Oh, what sweet libation is this? Is it poison by any chance? This was a joke, If I laughed, I may not weep, so said the poet, and alas, my tears would freeze on my cheek ere they fell. We have a blessed damned to bear witness to the fall of a great empire, while our brethren lie dead, or live on as puppets of flesh. First came the war, then came the roar, then morning came. Garlemald was no more. In a cacophony of gunfire, explosions and screams was our beloved capital razed to the ground. From the rubble rose the disheveled remnants, the lavish finery caked in ash as they shuffled mindlessly toward the palace, each bearing a fragment of stone or metal, an offering perhaps to the architect of our destruction. A hopeful few tried to reason with the deranged, only to be beaten for their kindness. But they knew better than to plead with the horde. I fled with my health, if not my conscience preserved. Now I wait with my fellow cowards for our final judgment. What do you want? To give you a warming tincture. A tincture? May as well drink it, I suppose. This is a radio. You don't have them where you come from, I take it? We use them to listen to messages sent by others, even over great distances. They're different types, but this model is by far the most popular. Made with quality components crafted of the finest ore, Sourced from Locus Armenus, that is. Not all that useful since the capital fell into ruin. The people at the broadcasting station must have ever fled, or ended up like all the others, because all we've been hearing is the same music being played over and over again. Home beyond the horizon. An ode to the brave men and women sent to reclaim our ancestral homeland of Locus Armenus. We may have founded an empire in these frozen wastes, but we always hope to take back what was once ours. It is a solemn reminder that though we must suffer great hardships, better days will surely come. Despite everything, I believe that Emperor Varus yet lives, that he speaks to us through our radios. It was a cunning strategy, faking his murder. He must have foreseen this catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself, that he may one day make his triumphant return. Yes, I'm sure of it, Emperor Varus would not have been defeated so easily. What's that? A warming tincture. So this is what you gave the others? Thank you, I serve it for later. Actually, I have a few things to ask you. Are you part of a group staying at Laterum? I saw Legatus Virgilia troops heading toward the Magna Glaciers a few days ago. Are they the ones you encountered? Camp Broken Glass, you call it. And Virgilia and her men are there. And Virgilia and her men are all there now. How did you reach the Magna Glaciers? Did you cross the mountains on foot? Airships. Airships. Then there might be a way to... Licinia, where is everyone? Is something the matter? I thought I heard something. A voice from the inside, you say? You must be imagining things. Everyone is out here. Perhaps a baby Almasti has found its way into the house? It wouldn't be the first time. Without the soldiers to scare them off, wild animals have been roaming closer to the settlements. Some have been known to attack people too. I've just had an idea. If you and yours are strong enough to defeat the Legatus, then surely a few beasts shouldn't pose a threat. If you have a mind to continue helping us, perhaps you could head to the other side of the lake? There's a small group of tappers living there, people whose job was to extract ceruleum. They still do, from what we can tell. I've already tried if they would share the fuel with us, but they're not willing to give it away. They want food in exchange, lots of food, and that's something we don't have and can't get on our own. On top of that, to even reach you then, we'd have to make our way past all those creatures. Would you be willing to go in our place? We only need enough ceruleum to last until the others are strong enough to travel to your camp. If the offer still stands, that is. Oh, and I don't expect you to give up your own supplies, but there might still be another way to pay the tappers. If it's ceruleum need, then ceruleum we shall have. Thank you so much. To reach Tapper's Den, you'll have to cross the lake. The ice is thick enough to support a person's weight, but if you'd rather not take the risk, you need to take the long way around. Finding the entrance can be tricky, so it's easier to look for someone standing guard outside. However you decide to head there, please be careful. Okay, but I think I make a cut here, end this episode until next time when we make our way to the Tapper's Den, apparently, and maybe figure out what she's hiding. Until next time, I am Ace, and don't get lost.